Hi, this is Milu. Welcome to my channel. I have been living in an apartment for a while now. So my first year here was great, no problem. It's a garden apartment. If people speak at a high enough tone, if the volume of their voice is high enough, you can hear them. If they sneeze, you can hear them too. Those things, I don't even pay attention to them. Until the invasion of the noisy neighbors. They started doing the wild thing, and it felt like to me every weekend. They would have friends over, they would have parties. And on Sunday morning, my place would smell like liquor, and I don't drink. I don't really like the smell of liquor. Mostly if it's from someone else's party. I didn't enjoy it, and they would go till about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And other things were going on as well. But what I did not realize, it seemed like it was the invasion of the noisy neighbors. What was happening around the same time, someone else, I don't know if he just moved there or if he was there for a while and had a new girlfriend. I'm not quite sure what that situation was all about. So he was having a wild time in his apartment, and the people downstairs every weekend, they would be having a wild time in their apartment. I called the main office when it was like the week of New Year's about 3 years ago. That whole week it was really bad. I did not know where the noise was coming from. All I know, it was every day. It was really bad. So I started calling the office. They told me to call the administrator. I called the administrator. The administrator would tell me, since I told her I was psychic, I'm hearing voices from the ghosts that are trying to talk to me. I found it offensive. I could have blown up on her, but I'm like, no, I ignored that statement. And I told her, I said, I'm looking for help to talk to these people. No, I didn't know it was coming from 2 apartments. I said, I am looking for help for someone to talk to the people downstairs, hoping they would stop. Little that I know, the woman didn't care. She wanted to have her parties and having things her way. She didn't care about what anyone else had to say about it. So one Sunday night, I had an important meeting in New York City early that Monday morning. Around 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a woman screaming. Something told me to record what was going on. I recorded both parties without knowing it was coming from 2 different places. Just intuitively, I'm like, okay, the noise is coming from here. I just put the phone on the floor and it recorded everything. I did the same thing in the bedroom. I thought they were moving from room to room, but it wasn't the case. It was from the neighbor to my right and the neighbor downstairs. So that Sunday, I got really angry. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I called the police. No, it wasn't 2 o'clock in the morning. It was 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I called the police because I wanted to wake up the next day early and not tired. It's difficult to read when you're tired. The police came. They found out where the noise was coming from. It wasn't coming from the apartment downstairs from me. That time, it was coming from next door. So they spoke to the gentleman, and that stopped. The people downstairs, on my way out that Monday morning to go to New York City, I saw the guy coming back home. The little voice that told me, it seems like he went to the office and complained, but I'm like, okay, I didn't care. At that time, I really didn't care what they did anymore because I was so angry. Regardless, I was ready to do something. And when I saw him, I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry about last night. I thought the noise was coming from your place and blah, blah, blah. He said, oh, no problem, blah, and I was rushing out. I didn't sleep well anyway. So I went to New York City, and a few days later, the main office sent me a letter threatening me with eviction because I called the police. I was shocked, and I became angry. And I got my audio recordings ready, and I called the office. I said, you don't have to go to court to evict me. I said, I will stop by the office today and break the lease. I'm ready to move today. I said, I've been calling the office for over a month now. I've gotten no help. I had to do something because I need my rest. I have to work. The woman says, she says, you don't care? I'm like, no, I don't care. She says, well, how do we know you're not making things up? I'm like, I have recordings from both places. I said, would you like me to come to the office? In the meantime, I'll just break the lease, I'll sign the papers, and the office can listen to the sex tape that I recorded. I shut her down. She didn't know what to say. I said, I expected you to tell me this. That's why I recorded it. I knew you guys were going to try to tell me I was wrong. Here are the recordings. I'll stop by the office if you want to. I didn't want to just drop by the office and play that stuff. But I just wanted them to know I was the wrong guy to be messing with. In any event, since that time, things have been quiet except for the neighbors downstairs. I threatened them a second time. I yelled at the top of my lungs because they were making noise one Saturday night or Sunday morning. It was about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. They were still downstairs having parties. And you can't have parties in a garden apartment. It doesn't work. You're going to disturb the neighbors above or next to you. And around here, there's an ordinance. 11 o'clock, cut the radios off, TVs, everything. I mean, you can have them on, but as long as you are not interfering with your neighbor. So that night, when I screamed, they heard me, they shut it down, and I told them, I said, I was going to call the police. I'm not quite sure why. Ever since, they became quiet, and then after that, they moved, thank God. So now things are not too bad because I don't want to move twice. If I move here to a new apartment, I'm not going to stay in that new apartment. My goal is to buy another house. So I'm like, instead of getting mad, pissed off, spend $3,000-$4,000 to move from here to another apartment and then move again, I'm like, let me hang out here since I'd rather save for the down payment. So I stayed because things got quiet again. After that, I decided I wanted a garage since they have garages for rent. I called the administrator. I says, from what I understand, you have a list for people who are willing to rent garages. Is it possible that I put my name on it? I did it. I knew she was not going to give it to me, but I did it anyway. I said, let's hope I'm wrong. Over a year went by. I knew she's had garages that became available, but she never called me. And there's nothing I could do. It was a chance that I was taking. Last November 2018, she called me. She says, there is a garage available. Would I like it? I'm like, yes. When would you like me to come by and give you the check for the security? She says, well, I'll call you back. I says, okay. And since she didn't call me and I need the garage, I called her 2 weeks later. She says, the people have yet to give me the keys. Once they give me the keys, I'll put a note on your door to let you know you can come and give me the security payment. She never did. 2 weeks after that, I called again. She says they still didn't give her the keys. All that I knew something was wrong, and I could tell she gave the garage to someone else. I didn't say anything, and I called again. And at that time, I found someone else who told me they gave the garage away to someone else. But all that time, I knew. Because first of all, I did not expect her to give it to me. I was shocked when she called me. So my intuition was correct. And they were trying to lie to me. And you know something? I went to the main office. I'm like, you know what? It's a garage and I'm not going to be here forever. It's okay. Hopefully another year and I'll be gone. So I went to the main office. I'm like, let me try anyway. I went to the main office to drop off the check for the rent. And I asked him, I says, since a garage became available, for whatever reason, the administrator didn't give it to me. I said, would you by any chance let me know if one becomes available? Do you know these people, although I told them what was done was wrong, they would not even consider putting my name on the list. They told me no, they were not going to ask the manager to put my name on the list. I'm like, fine. I'm not going to be here forever. Thank God I will be able to buy a house. And I left. So These are the little things that happen to us in life. We have to let it go. I have to just work harder, save money, and buy a house. In any event, I thought I would share that experience with all of you. Yes, it's annoying. I wish I had a garage to park my car, but it's okay. I'll buy a house. I hope you enjoyed that little story. Leave me comments. And if you have any thoughts on things you would like me to do a reading about, let me know. Also, please, if you like the channel, please subscribe and press the bell in order for you to be notified when I am online or if I post a video. Thank you for watching. Till next time.